Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well during this lockdown and you are taking care of yourself. Okay, guys, this is Miss Koza. According to the work plan, we are supposed to continue with our work. So today we are going to do Vlookup in Microsoft Excel. I tried and summarize it for you just to have a definition and then the summary of the formula and then what you should expect when you have something wrong in your data. I'll try to explain it as well. So from the definition, when we check our definition there, we have the explanation of the Vlookup, what it is exactly. So it is where you look for a value in a column and return a result from a cell in a row where a match is found. So now, in other words, we are going to use our columns and we are also going to use our rows to find our output data. So now that we have two tables, we are going to use two tables in our formula. Now let's move on. I have just made a summary for you of our formula that we are going to use, or just the summary of how you should create the Vlookup table. I mean the Vlookup formula. Sorry. As always, we always start with the equal sign when we create a formula in Microsoft Excel, followed by a word Vlookup. You open your brackets. After your brackets, then you have a value to look for. Now let's go back to our tables. We have two tables. The input, this one is the output and this one is the input. Now, the value to look for, when we check our two tables, we find that we have two similar or same headings. So now, in other words, we are going to, in this first table where we create our formula, we are going to use this heading that is appearing on the output and on the input table. Right. So we have now the value to look for. We have now, after that, we have to do the comma. And then we move on. We select the range to look. Now, in other words, we need to highlight the table range. What is the table range? The table range is our input data, which is the second table where we are going to look for the information. We call that the table range. After you have highlighted the table range, remember in the table range, you highlight everything. After you have highlighted the table range, remember in Excel when we want to create our reference for our formula, we always press F4. So now we want to fix it. After you've highlighted the table range, now you key in F4. After F4, you press comma. And then you have column number. What is the column number and where is that? It is here on the second table. Remember, we are looking for the political party. So we are going to, so in other words, we are going to search for the name of the political party. Now you go and read in which column are we looking for. Now you check, you have the first column and the second column. So now the column number here, it is going to be number 2, comma, false. What does false indicate? False indicate an exact match. So in other words, here we just want an exact match, not just an approximate. Because if we used true in the formula, that means we are now looking for just an approximate match. But now in this case, we are looking for the exact match. All right, now let's move on, guys. Now we have hash and a. Hash and a means, if you get this, it is when you have the spelling mistakes. You get this after you have said enter, and then when you drag down, you find something like this along your items. Meaning, it might be the spelling mistakes. Do not panic. Just go back, cross-check what you have with with what it is in the exercise. Cross-check the spelling mistakes. And then it might also means that the item that you are looking for, it is not in the table range. It is not here. So that is why now you are having this. All right, now I want us to continue with the practical part. All right, remember we said this is where we are going to have our output. All right. So this is the cell. This is the cell that we are going to have the results. Right. Now we start with the equal sign. We start with the equal sign now. Equal sign, Vlookup, followed by the word Vlookup. The moment you type few of the alphabets, it will just pop in, and then you just double click on it, and then you have what? Your brackets open. The value, the lookup value. Remember, we have the value to look for in our summary. So now it is just showing we have the lookup value. This is our lookup value, P code, and then we click on the P code. And then remember we said comma. Now, before we go there, now, when you have comma, it is going to give you, when you give it the comma, it is going lookup value and then the table array. When we have that, it means we are now going to what? Our table range. This is our table range. What are we going to do now? We are going to highlight the table. Highlight the table including the headings. We highlight the table going down. Do not leave the open space. You highlight until the last item. What do we do next? Remember, we need to create the reference. How do we create a reference? You key in F4 in your keyboard. After F4, then we say, after F4, then we say comma. That is wrong now. Yes. After F4, then we say comma. And then remember now, our formula, after F4, we have column number. Column number, it is column number 2. So we're just going to say comma 2 comma false. Remember, we say false Here you have it, comma 2, and then you have true. We don't want approximate match, we want false. So we are going to say comma false. So we are just going to type in the word false. Remember, we don't leave the space in between. And then we say, we close our brackets and then we key in enter. All right, let's check our results. Our results, Mr. Smith, the surname is Fred, postal code A. Postal code A, it is the political party, it is Democratic. Now we go down. We go to our input table. We check A is the demographic. It is democratic. It is democratic. So now postal A, it is democratic. All right, here we are. And then what you then do, you can do it one by one so that you're gonna get used to the table, to the formula, and then you just drag it down. Here you are, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a good luck. I hope my video is going to be helpful and then it's going to be useful as well. Good luck.